Hello, dear students. I welcome you to the third session of Maxima and Minima. In today's class, we are going to discuss applications of Maxima and Minima. And here I will be going to discuss with you word problems of exercise 6.5. Now, after attending this class, you will be able to solve the problems involving maximization or minimization of quantities such as sum and product of numbers, areas and perimeters, volumes and surface areas, etc. So, let us start with our class. So students, now we have to discuss some questions of applications of maxima minima. These are basically the word problems. Before discussing the question, let us discuss some general points regarding these word problems. So I am going to present before you the working rule for solving these questions. So first of all, you have to identify the given fixed quantity. Now students, in every word problem, there will be a quantity which has to be treated as constant, and we have to identify that quantity in the first step. Then secondly, we have to identify the objective function, which means we have to identify the quantity that is to be maximized or minimized. Then after identifying this quantity, we write it in one variable. That is, if it is involving two variables or three variables, then as per the given conditions, we will convert it into one variable, and that will be my function. It may be fx, or you can denote it by any other way. Now in fourth step, I will apply second derivative test to the quantity in step number 3 for maximizing and minimizing it. That means to maximize and minimize my objective function, I will convert this, I will apply second derivative test on this function. Before giving my final answer, I will read the statement again, because I have to conclude my question as the requirement of the problem, that is, give answer in the form as is asked in the question. So now I will be discussing with you some of the word problems. Now I am going to discuss with you some of the important word problems given in your NCERT book. Now the first word problem I am going to discuss with you is question number 16, exercise 6.5. Now the statement is like this: find two positive numbers whose sum is 16 and sum of whose cubes is minimum. So let me suppose that the two positive numbers are x and y. Now according to the given condition, their sum is 16. That means x plus y will be equal to 16. Now the function, I will create the function which I have to minimize. That means I have to minimize sum of the cubes. So what will be the sum of the cubes of these two numbers? It will be x cube plus y cube. Now as I told you in the working rule, that we have to convert our target function in single variable. Now this is my target function. I have to minimize sum of the cubes, so I will convert it in the single variable. Presently it is having two variables, so I will take help of equation number 1 and I will put value of y here. So what will be the value of y? It will be 16 minus x. So substituting the value of y, the function will be in the single variable x. I have named it as sx. You can give any name, fx, cx or sx, any name. So sx is equal to x cube plus 16 minus x whole cube. So now what was the, now I will follow the second derivative test for finding the minimum value. So for that, I will differentiate this function both sides with respect to x. So s dash x will be 3x square. It will be 3x square plus 3 times 16 minus x whole square, and by chain rule, derivative of 16 minus x will be multiplied, which is minus 1. So this is my derivative. Now I will simplify it. This is giving me the result 3x square plus 3 into, now 16 square is 256 plus x square minus 32x. And it is plus into minus, here it should be minus. Here it should be minus, plus into minus, minus. So now expanding the brackets, it is 3x square minus, now 3 into 256 is 768 minus 3x square plus 96 into x. Now 3x square minus 3x square will be 0. So it is minus 768 plus 96x. I am leaving these two expressions. So now my next step for finding the critical points, I will put s dash x as 0, which gives me the result that 96x minus 768 is 0, which implies what will be the value of x? 768 upon 96, which is equal to 8. Now I have found the critical point. Now I have to simply check whether this point is point of minima or not. Now again differentiating s dash x again with respect to x. So what will be my double derivative now? Now I will differentiate this function s dash x. This is a constant term, derivative will be 0 and it is plus 96. So my derivative is 96. So let me check what will happen when x is equal to 8. So again at x is equal to 8, it will be 96 because it is a constant term and which is a positive number. So you must be remembering the second derivative test, students, that if double derivative at a particular point is positive, so therefore x is equal to 8 gives me is point of minima. That means at x is equal to 8, my function sx will have minimum value. That means I have shown this result. I have found the value of x. Now what should be my final result? Find two positive numbers. Now one number I have found. So now therefore what will be y? Y will be 16 minus 8, which is equal to 8. So my final result is therefore the two positive numbers are 8 and 8. The two positive, sorry I have to write here, two positive numbers are 8 and 8. Now I am going to discuss with you question number 17, exercise 6.5. The statement is like this: a square piece of tin of side 18 centimeter is to be made into a box by cutting a square from each corner and folding up the flaps to form the box. Now what should be the side of the square to be cut off so that the volume of the box is the maximum possible? So from the diagram, we can see that this is a square piece of tin whose each side is 18 centimeter long. Now what I have to do, I have to cut from each corner a square piece. I have to cut a square piece from each corner of this sheet. Now if I suppose that the side of the square to be cut off is x centimeter, naturally all the squares will have side x centimeter. So if I cut these squares, I will be getting a figure like this. I will be getting a sheet like this, that is in shape of plus, that I have shown in this diagram also, and you can understand from this paper also. So now what I have to do, I have to fold these flaps. If I turn it and fold its flap, I will be getting an open box. So how can I fold? It will be folded like this, then it will be folded like this, then it will be folded like this. So students, you can see I have obtained an open box from this a piece of tin. Right now, because I have to maximize the volume of this open box, so I have to find the dimensions. So for dimensions, now what we will do, you can see from here, as I have to cut square of side x centimeter. That means I have cut x from here, x from here. So what will be left? It will be left 18 minus 2x, which I can write in my diagram also, that this is 18 minus 2x. Similarly, this will also be 18 minus 2x. That means this will be the length of the box and this will be the width of the box. Now what will be the height? Now as the side of the square to be cut off is x. Now when I fold this flap, this side of the square is going to become the height of the box. And what was the side? It was x. That means the height of the box will be x centimeter. So in this way I have found all the dimensions of this open box. So length of the box is 18 minus 2x. Width of the box is again 18 minus 2x, and height of the box is equal to x. And all of these are in centimeters because it is given that the side of the square is 18 centimeter. So now let me find the volume of the box. So volume of the box, as we know, is L into B into H. So it is 18 minus 2x into, this is my length. Now this is the breadth or width and this is the height. So it will be 18 minus 2x whole square is into x, which I will write as Vx to give it the form of a function. Now in this expression there is only one variable, so this function is already in one variable. Now I have to follow the steps of the second derivative test. So first of all I will find the derivative of this function. Now differentiating Vx with respect to x, that is differentiating, if I mark it as 1, differentiating 1 with respect to x. So V dash x will be now equal to, now I have to apply product rule. So 18 minus 2x whole square as it is, derivative of x is 1, plus x as it is, derivative of 18 minus 2x whole square, which will be 2 into 18 minus 2x into, by chain rule, derivative of 18 minus 2x will be minus 2. So now taking 18 minus 2x as common from here and from here. So what will be I getting? It is 18 minus 2x minus plus into minus minus 2 into 2, 4x, which gives me the result 18 minus 2x into 18 minus 6x. Now for finding the critical points, I will put V dash x is equal to 0, which gives me the result that 18 minus 2x into 18 minus 6x is equal to 0, which implies either 18 minus 2x is 0 or 18 minus 6x is 0, which gives that x is equal to 9 centimeter or x is equal to 3 centimeter. Now students, x is equal to 9 centimeter is not possible because my square sheet was 18 centimeter long. Right. So if I cut a piece 9 centimeter here and 9 centimeter from here, I will not be left with any of the sheet. Right. Moreover, if you put x is equal to 9 here in first equation, 18 minus 18 is 0. So volume becomes 0. That means I have to reject x is equal to 9 centimeter. So therefore only one value I have obtained of x, that is x is equal to 3 centimeter. Now for showing that the volume of this box will be minimum, I have to differentiate v dash x one more time. That is double derivative of the function. So now differentiating expression 2 with respect to x. I will be getting v double dash x is equal to, again I can apply product rule. So 18 minus 2x as it is into derivative of 18 minus 6x, which is minus 6, plus 18 minus 6x as it is into derivative of 18 minus 2x, which is minus 2. Now simply just substitute value of x here, that is 3, because I have to find the value of double derivative at x is equal to 3. So this becomes minus 6 into 18 minus 3 2s are 6. Then again minus 2 into 18 minus 6 3s are 18. So my value will be 18 minus 6 12 minus 0, which will be minus 72, which is negative. That means my derivative at x is equal to 3 is negative. So therefore volume is maximum when x is equal to 3 centimeter. Now what they demanded in the question, that find the length of the each square to be cut off. So therefore length of each side of the square to be cut off is 3 centimeter. So my next question is question number 19th, exercise 6.5. The statement is, show that of all the rectangles inscribed in a given fixed circle, the square has the maximum area. That means given in that question is there is a rectangle which is inscribed in a circle, and the circle is a fixed circle. Fixed circle means the dimensions of the circle will be constant. So if I take radius of the circle as r, then r is a constant quantity. You must be remembering that while telling you the working rule, I told you that we have to identify the constant quantity given in the question. So now in this question, r is a fixed constant quantity. Right. Now let us proceed with the question. Now let me suppose that x is the length of the rectangle and y is the width of the rectangle. Now because this is a rectangle, so this angle is of 90 degree, angle DAB is of 90 degree. That means this arc DAB will be a semicircle, because you have already done a theorem in your class 10th that angle in a semicircle is a right angle, and its converse is also true. So if I am given a right angle in an arc, then the arc will be a semicircle. Now if this is the semicircle, that means DOB will be the diameter of the circle, and it is also diagonal of the rectangle. That means diagonal and the diameter both are same in this question. Okay. So now I will consider this right angle triangle to establish a relationship between my two variables x and y. So applying Pythagoras theorem on this rectangle, on this triangle, that is in right triangle ADB, according to the Pythagoras theorem, x square plus y square will be equal to, now radius is r, so what will be the diameter? It will be twice r, so 2r whole square, which gives me the result x square plus y square is equal to 4r square. I mark this as equation number 1. Now this is my relationship between two variables. I can find the value of y square from here also. So what will be the value of y square? It will be 4r square minus x square. Now let me check, let me identify the function which is to be maximized, that is area of the rectangle, right? So now what is the area? As we know that the formula of area of rectangle is length into breadth, so it is x into y. Now which can be written in single variable as, now if y square is equal to 4r square minus x square, what will be y? It will be square root of 4r square minus x square. Now student, there is an important step in this question now. I have obtained my area function. Again, it is in a single variable because r is a constant quantity. But the question becomes difficult if we keep on proceeding it in square root only. That is, if I now what should be the next step? I have to differentiate this function, then I have to find its second derivative. So it will be a bit difficult if we keep square root here. So now I will create another function of area by squaring this expression on both sides. So what will be that? So squaring on both sides, I will represent that function as ax, which is equal to x square into 4r square minus x square. Now my what is ax? It is actually area square. Now I will maximize ax in place of area. Now it will be a simple. Why it is so? Because if square of a quantity is maximum, then the original quantity will also be maximum. If we are given 4 or 5 quantities, right, and the quantity which is the largest, naturally its square will also be largest. So we can always take square and then we should differentiate to make our calculation simple. Now I will apply second derivative test to check whether the area has maximum value or minimum value. So before that, I will simplify this area function. This will be 4r square into x square minus x raised to power 4. Now differentiating both sides with respect to x, I will be getting 4r square. This is a constant quantity, so it will be written like this only. So it is 4r square into derivative of x square is 2x and derivative of x raised to power 4 is 4x cube, which will be equal to 8xr square minus 4x cube. Now I mark this equation as equation number 3. Now for finding the critical points, let me put derivative as 0. So this will give me the result 8xr square minus 4x cube is equal to 0. Now taking 4x as common, 2r square minus x square is equal to 0. Now which shows either 4x is 0 or 2r square minus x square is 0. Now this value is not possible because if x becomes 0, then there will be no length of the rectangle, there will be no rectangle then. So we reject this value. So I have only one value in this case, 2r square minus x square equal to 0 means x square is equal to 2r square, which gives me the result that x is equal to square root 2r. Now let us find the double derivative of this function ax. For this I will differentiate 3 with respect to x. Now differentiating expression 3 with respect to x, that is a double dash x will be now equal to, so 8 is constant, r square is constant, derivative of x is 1. So it is simply 8r square and here it will be 12x square. Now let us find out the value of double derivative when x is equal to root 2r. So substituting root 2r in place of x. So it will be 8r square minus 12 into 2r square, which gives me 8r square minus 24r square, which is minus 16r square, which is a negative quantity. That means area is maximum when x is equal to under root 2r. Now students, if I again show you the statement of the question, what should be my final result? I had to show that of all the rectangles, the square has the maximum wall area. That means I have to show if a rectangle has a maximum area, it must be a square. So for showing a rectangle to be a square, I have to simply show that its length and breadth are equal. So I have already found the value of x. That means I have found the length of the rectangle. Now I will find the width of the rectangle by using this expression. So now what is y square? It will be 4r square. Now substitute the value of x. It is root 2r square. So y square is equal to 4r square minus 2r square, which is again 2r square. So y is root 2r. So you can see that length of the rectangle is equal to breadth of the rectangle, which is equal to 2r. So hence rectangle with the maximum area is actually a square. Maximum area is a square. So in my working rule also I told you that we have to give our final answer as per the requirement of the question. So this question required that we have to show that the rectangle is a square, and we have shown that thing. The next question which I am going to discuss with you is question number 22, exercise 6.5. The question is like this: a wire of length 28 meter is to be cut into two pieces. One of the pieces is to be made into a square and the other into a circle. What should be the length of the two pieces so that the combined area of the square and the circle is minimum? So in this question we are given a length of the wire of the length 28 meter. Now the question is like this, that we have to cut this wire in two pieces. Suppose I am making a cut here, right, and I mark this as P point. That is, AP is the first part of the wire and PB is the second part of the wire. Now we have to fold the first part to make a square and fold the second part to make a circle. Now I have to find what should be the length of each piece to be cut off. That means my answer will be length AP and length PB, so that the combined area of the square and the circle is minimum. So first of all, I must tell you, if I take a piece of wire and I fold it, what will be fold it like a circle, what will be I having? So students, you can see this was my piece of wire. I am folding it and getting a circle. So you can clearly see that my length of the wire now becomes the circumference of the circle. That means my length PB will be actually circumference of the circle. Similarly, if I turn it like this, then like here, and if I turn it like this, I will also be, it is not the exact shape, but you can get the idea. So I will be having a square. So if I fold this piece AP to form a square, I will be having the perimeter of the square, which means that is my length of wire, the total length of wire, that is 28 meter, will actually be equal to perimeter of square plus circumference of the circle. So now if I suppose that x is the side of the square which I made from the length AP, and y is the radius of circle which I made from the length PB, then according to this condition, what will be my equation? Now what is the perimeter of square whose side is 4 centimeter? Obviously it will be 4x. Plus, now what will be the circumference of the circle having radius y? It will be 2 pi y. And what is the total length of wire? It is 28 meter. So this is my relationship between x and y, that 4x plus 2 pi y is equal to 28. So from here I will find the value of y. So what is 2 pi y? This will be equal to 28 minus 4x. So what will be the value of y, beta? It will be 28 minus 4x divided by 2 pi. So if I take 2 as common, it is 14 minus 2x divided by 2 pi, which finally gives me the result that y is equal to 14 minus 2x upon pi, right? So students, y is equal to 14 minus 2x upon pi. So now what will be the combined area? The combined area will be area of the square, that is x square, plus area of the circle, that is pi r square, and my radius is y square. So I will put value of y here to convert it into a single variable. So it is pi 14 minus 2x upon pi whole square. This is from, if I mark it as 1, this is from 1. So after simplifying this combined area function, what I have done, I have taken 2 common from here. So 2 common means 2 square will be common. So it is 4 pi. Now again here it will be pi square. So pi upon pi square will be 4 upon pi. So my final area function is this, that is x square plus 4 upon pi 7 minus x whole square. Now I mark this as 2, result number 2. Now I have to find its derivative because I have to find its maximum value. So now differentiating, it will be 2x plus 4 upon pi. Derivative of x square is 2x, 4 upon pi is constant. Now 7 minus x whole square, its derivative will be 2 into 7 minus x, and by chain rule derivative of 7 minus x is minus 1. So this becomes 2x minus 8 upon pi into 7 minus x. Now I will substitute this as 0 for finding my critical points, which gives me 2x minus 8 upon pi 7 minus x is equal to 0, which implies it is 2x is equal to 8 pi into 7 minus x. So it will be 2 pi x, taking pi on left side, shifting pi on left side. This will be equal to 8 sevens are 56 minus 8x, which gives me the result. It is 2 pi x plus 8x is equal to 56. So it will be 8 plus 2 pi is equal to 56, which implies x is equal to 56 upon 8 plus 2 pi, which can further be written as 28 upon 4 plus pi. So now this is the value of x. Now this is my critical point. Now let me find the second derivative. So what will be the second derivative? Differentiating this result with respect to x, it will be 2 minus 8 upon pi. Now what is the derivative of 7 minus x? It is minus 1. So that means double derivative is, it will be 7 minus x, derivative of 7 minus x is minus 1. So this is 2 plus 8 upon pi. Now I have to find double derivative when x is equal to 28 upon 4 plus pi, which is again equal to 2 plus 8 upon pi because it is a constant quantity and it is positive also. So that means now area is minimum if x is equal to 28 upon 4 plus pi. That means if I cut my, now it was, x was the length of the first, x was the side of the square. Now let me find out what will be the length of the first piece of wire and the second piece of wire. So now I have found value of x. Now I know that the perimeter of square is 4x because what was my x? X was the side of the square. You can see from the first sheet that my x was the side of the square. So perimeter is 4x. I have found value of x. So actually perimeter of square is the length of the first piece of wire. So what is the length? It is 4x. So putting the value of x, I will be getting, this is 112 upon 4 plus 5. So this is my length of the first piece of wire of which I am making a. So now what is the length of the second piece? Now PB is the length of the second piece. So now length of second piece of wire is equal to 28 minus 4x, which gives me 28 minus 112 upon 4 plus pi. So taking 4 plus pi as LCM, so it is 28 into 4 plus pi minus 112. Which is 112 plus 28 pi minus 112 upon 4 plus pi. So that is, so length of the second piece will be 28 pi divided by 4 plus pi. Dear students, this is your assignment after completion of this session. So you can try these questions. So first 3 questions are based on finding the numbers, and the other 2 questions are based on the mensuration problems. So students, you complete these questions. Answers are also given in front of them. Thank you and have a nice day.